the boots were kind of, they just didn't go with the rest of what was going on. So I built on those boots and put them in something that was like really rock and roll and really striking. And there were certain girls who were just ruling him out, but there were other girls who really loved it. And that's what I want for a guy like him, and most people, in fact, is for them to be polarizing. I think girls should either think you're fucking great or you're horrible. I don't think there should be any middle ground where they're like, oh, he's nice, I don't know, I like him as a friend. That friend zone thing is like, that's your enemy. Get people to love you or hate you strongly. You'll be much better off for it. So anyway, back to these club girls, these girls with like bleach blonde hair and breast implants. I guess that's what you're talking about.
Exactly, yes.
Okay. All right. So, you don't have to game them like terribly different. I mean, you want to hit them with a hard opener that's funny and teasing and stuff like that. Like girls who are, really hot 9s and 10s, that roofie opener works great on them. It doesn't work at all on girls who are, average looking. They just don't get the joke and they start taking a swing at you. But really hot girls get the joke and they love that opener. So hit them with a good opener, and in a club situation, everybody's got a short attention span. So what I usually recommend is you talk to a girl, you talk to her for like 2 minutes, and then you split. And then you talk to another girl and another one, and you kind of just bounce around doing these 2 and 3 minute conversations for a while. And then all the girls will kind of watch, and they'll see that you're kind of a social guy who girls want to talk to. And then you try to hook them on like the second, third, fourth conversation that you're seeing them. A lot of guys want to go into a dance club and like talk to a girl and then like sit down and run like comfort game, and I just don't see a lot of people succeeding with that, because these girls are in really high state and they're really on a state journey to get even higher, and they don't want to sit down and like talk about their all this comfort building stuff. So it's a really big turnoff to them because it's such a low state activity. So girls in dance clubs are on a state journey, and they only want stuff that's going to take their state higher. So you have to hit them with an opener that's going to take their state higher. You have to keno them pretty much right away. They're not going to listen at all if you don't keno them. So it's keno or die right away. Open hard, get out in 2 minutes, bounce around, come back around, hit that same girl again, high state stuff, and bounce around, and then the third time you might be kind of like really hooking with the girl. So it's not as much of a linear pickup as something like in a bar or a lounge, because in those cases you want to talk to the girl, and then you want to like do all these different things like step by step. Club game is a lot more chaotic, and it's a lot more about social proof, and it's a lot more about having the girl make a decision that she's attracted to you when you're not even talking to her. Right. When she's across the room and she's just watching you, that's when the decision gets made a lot of times. So I think if you're trying to do that linear style and that comfort building, that's something you might want to change up. The only time I really do any comfort building is like when the girl initiates it, because a lot of girls who are sexual, they're very bored by it. A lot of girls who are on a state journey just to build their state higher, they're very bored by it. So running all this comfort stuff, it's got to be, you got to be really careful with it. It can be the fire extinguisher that puts out the flame, and some girls just want to fuck, and they just want to fuck like pretty quickly. They don't want to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. They're more about the keno and the silly attraction stuff and the physicality of the whole thing, the touching, the making out, and the escalation.
This is great because I've been going linear at clubs, and that's why I don't have success at clubs. So, very good.
Yeah, start bouncing around a lot more, An aggressive keno and aggressive openers, absolutely.
Talk to us a little bit about how you keno. Is that you do it differently than most guys?
I try to start out by like touching the girl in a way that's not too invasive, like maybe on the arm or on the shoulder, something that's mild to begin with. And then if I do that 3 or 4 times and she's not running away from it, then I'm gonna up the ante to like I might touch her neck, or like if we're sitting down, I might like touch her thigh. Um, but I generally don't wait for the girl to kino me, and I don't wait for the girl to like give me any obvious sign that she likes it. If she gives me neutral or better, I'm pushing forward. I think that's what mistake a lot of people make, is they're waiting for the girl to like show a sign that you should continue the escalation and go to the next step, and girls just often don't show signs. So if you're getting what seems to be a completely neutral response, that's a big green light, and you should start pushing forward. So I'll go to like, I'll be touching a girl's neck and playing with her hair, and maybe try to get her like dancing or sitting on my lap or doing something like more full body, and that's generally my progression. Although I do tend to mix it up, like I'll be like touching a girl's neck for a while, and then I'll just like stop so she starts to want it again, or I'll like downgrade to the mild kino and just try to keep them guessing.
Yeah, I think someone said this. It wasn't me. When a yes for a girl means not saying no, right? So proceed as if.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on mystery method and the general layout of A1 to S3.
That's something that I really can't weigh in on. I've never learned that method, and I don't even know what those stages are. I don't know what A3 is or all that stuff you just said.
Okay.
So sorry, got no info for you on that one.
Oh, that's good. I didn't know. I didn't know that. That's okay. So you have your own method and model.
Yeah, I mean, I just haven't learned it. I've seen people like do parts of it because students do it, but I don't know much about it. I mean, everybody seems to think it's good, so I don't know. Maybe it's good.
I think it's good. I mean, it's hard to learn. That's the thing. So I think a lot of people give up on learning it, and it's very mechanical. It's very specific, right? So it doesn't give you the adaptation that you need with when you need to flow a little bit faster. But
Yeah.
it's a good stepping stone, I think, personally.
Cool. I'm just glad to see that there's methods out there that get people laid. I think that's great.
Great. Cool, man. Before I let you go, Brad, anything you're working on recently? Where can people find more information about you and what you do? Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, you should check out bradp.com and pickupmansion.com. I spend most of my time advising the Pickup Mansion students and the guys in the 30/30 Club because they are the most serious students. And I do one-on-ones also if you need like something quick fixed, and I do workshops here and there, and I have a lot of coaches working for me, and they do awesome workshops. So we're pretty much available, throughout the USA and Australia as well. And I have a lot of free stuff on my website that you can check out. There's my book, Diary of a Pickup Artist. That's free. There's another book called Geeks Get Girls, and that's all my student field reports. There's an interview with me and Neil Strauss, one with me and David D. And so you can kind of just pop by my website and just, download all that stuff, and you'll get an idea of what I'm about and be able to choose your path. Some people just want to kind of learn just my fashion stuff or just my inner game stuff, and I have stuff for those guys, and then there's guys who want to kind of go all the way with it. So, and I got something for everyone.
Great. And I mean, even just the blog posts on bradp.com, if you just read them, I think you'll get a lot of value from those as well. So definitely check them out. Brad P, thank you so much.
Hey, thanks a bunch, buddy. It was awesome talking with you. Really, really cool interview.
Yeah, thanks.
In-depth.